Hey guys, Lamar here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing 4 absolute things you have to know before you start your Amazon or e-commerce business. These are lessons that I've learned over the past, several years here, and I'm going to be sharing them with you in detail. Things that you absolutely have to be aware of. They're not all positive things. Not a lot of people talk about them, but I'm going to be sharing them with you. If you are enjoying the videos, definitely hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button and I'll keep coming out with more videos. So without further ado, let's hop in here and I'll detail the top 4 things you absolutely have to know before you start your Amazon FBA business. Alright guys, so let's start with point number 1 here, and this is something you absolutely have to be aware of before you start your business, and that is the entrepreneur is last to get paid. And this is definitely not just specific to Amazon FBA or e-commerce businesses. Just becoming an entrepreneur yourself, you're going to find that you are last to get paid. The person that's putting in all the hard work, the person that's taking on the risk of becoming an entrepreneur, launching that new product, starting this business, the person that's here creating change in the world is the last person to get rewarded for the effort that we're putting in. So you have to become, or you have to know that you're doing this for the process and of course to get paid, but you will be last to get paid. And it's just something to be aware of because there are so many steps and costs and fees, which I'm going to touch upon in my second point, but you will be paying your entire supply chain before you actually get to pocket any of that money. And it's just something to be aware of, that you are last kind of on the chain here for money going into your pocket. And it's kind of ironic because, like I said, you're the person here taking up all the risk, all the hard work and whatnot, but you're last to get paid. So just something to be aware of, and that you definitely want to be enjoying the process, the learning experience as you're going through this as well. And that you're not just doing this for money, because quite frankly, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, and you need to be just aware of that. Point number 2 here on the list, guys, is that there's so many unexpected costs along this journey of building your business, building an e-commerce business, just becoming an entrepreneur in general, is that just when you think that you've figured it out, that you've you laid the foundation down for your business, you've figured out this one aspect, then you discover that there's additional fees, there's additional costs. With every level of scaling your business, there are other additional costs and fees that you had no idea about before that you then later encounter. This has also been something that's been pretty frustrating for me. But it's also just like part of the growing pains of building a business. This actually just happened to me last week, is that I'm looking into contracting a warehouse, and this specific warehouse wants to charge me a product in and out fee at the time that my product enters their warehouse. And these is like, the fee, the handling charge is like pretty common, but the fact that they want to charge the in and the out fee at the time the product comes in is just like really outrageous. Something I, didn't even think that I would have to encounter until I've got to this point in my business. And it just goes to show that there are so many hidden fees along this journey. And this is kind of a funny story, but you're pulling in 40-foot containers, 40-foot tractor trailers. I had to do a massive removal order from Amazon this one time, and the 40-foot tractor trailer ended up ripping down all these power lines, pulling up to like my parents' house, and I had to pay for that. How was I gonna plan for or expected that the tractor trailer was going to hit down all these these power lines? And it just goes to the point of these unexpected costs of doing business and trying to scale your business. And gratefully I have very supportive parents, but costs. Another example is that we didn't specify our packaging requirements enough on this one product, and 60% of my products started showing up to Amazon customers broken. Right? Can you imagine the headaches? Here I put in all the hard work of designing this like super unique product. I thought it was awesome. You know, it was selling, right? We had great success with our launch campaign and whatnot, but the packaging wasn't good enough. And all the units started, or 60% of the units started showing up to the customers broken. What a massive headache, what a massive unexpected cost. And I had to eat that. So it's just part of the process and you have to enjoy it. Point number 4 here on the list is that you're going to need a lot of cash, right? As you continue to scale up your business, you're going to need to constantly be reinvesting the profit, the cash that you have into purchasing larger quantities of inventory and expanding your product line. You're going to need a lot of cash. You know, I've injected over the past 6 months, I've injected pretty consistently about $5,000 of my own personal cash just to continue to fuel the growth of my business. I've also taken about a $50,000 loan from Amazon, and I'm going to take another $50,000 loan from Amazon just to continue to scale up my operation, buy more inventory, launch new products. So it's something that you definitely have to be aware of, is that as soon as you bootstrap that first, second product, you're going to need to get cash from somewhere else to just continue to fuel the growth. Last but not least here on the list, guys, is that being an entrepreneur, building this business, or any business in general, is an emotional roller coaster ride. You know, this is stressful in a lot of ways, right? Everyone, of course, has their different ways of managing stress, but it's really a roller coaster of highs and lows. Some days you're super happy, you have really great sales. Some days are really low. You know, your products are breaking one day, or you're launching a new product that like does successful like right out of the gate. So there's like all these different highs and lows of becoming an entrepreneur, building this business. And it's just something that you're going to have to get used to and learn how to manage and cope with as you continue along this journey, because not every day is going to be like happy rainbows and making tons of money. You know, when you buy into becoming an entrepreneur, when you buy into, you know, building this business, you're really buying into the process, buying into it long term, and understanding that not every day is going to be amazing, and it's just something that you have to be aware of. And the last thing that I want to happen here, guys, is that you're discouraged, because this journey, this process of becoming an entrepreneur is not an easy one, but it's amazing, right? It is so rewarding. And these are just a couple of things that you have to know before you start, but it's definitely worth it. If you can stomach these things, if you think you can push through these things, you know, together I've been able to overcome them, and I'm going to be detailing you different things and strategies of, you know, how I've been able to grow as an entrepreneur. And I hope that you guys will also be able to get some value out of, you know, this video, other things that I'm sharing with you guys. You just have to be aware of these things before you start, because it isn't easy. And, you know, becoming an entrepreneur, you know, breaking out of your 9-to-5 isn't an easy thing. You know, if you were looking for something of comfort, you know, you should keep your job. You shouldn't become an entrepreneur. You know, this path isn't for everybody, and that's why it's super important for you to just be aware and know what you're getting yourself into before you start. So I hope that this video has brought you some value. If you are getting value, definitely hit that like button, share it to a friend, guys, and I'll keep coming out with more videos. If you have any other questions or follow-up comments, definitely drop a comment below. I read them all. And I hope to see you on the next video. Until next time, guys, have a great night.